President Trump is reopening for a Keep America Great rally next Saturday in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He already had to change the date from the Friday the 19th. And of course, the media all of a sudden is racking up the COVID-19 hysteria as we see the numbers going up in quite a few states right now. Of course, they're not putting the blame on these protests with just thousands of thousands upon people. It seems like they're really going to be pushing for another lockdown by the election time. They really want to push this mail-in fraud hoax. What have you guys thought about Trump coming back and among COVID-19? Do you think it's time?
I think it's time that we get back to doing what we do, because what you're seeing right now is the left is obviously using this movement as a political forum, as a way to use their COVID and everything else as a platform. So it shuts Trump's ability to basically advertise and promote for himself, while every day he's going out and addressing this crap that they make up, right? It's always flip-flopping or whatever. So he has no ability to deliver his message for what he's going to do in his re-election, where all they've done is blame. So it's like you're seeing the attack on Trump, but he can't do anything for his re-election. But they're promoting who's running for president against Trump. So it's like they're using it as a way to shut him down, which is why I think Ron DeSantis coming out in Florida and giving him the ability to go to Florida to have the convention is going to be a good thing, because he didn't shut down the state. He took a totally different approach, which I think North Carolina would have shut him down. I think that some other states would have bowed down. And I think that he's got a good, strong, conservative man down there in Florida that will not capitulate to the COVID nonsense.
I agree with Jeff. It's time to put him back out there. They're definitely using this COVID-19, shutdown to try to shut down the president and his message. The only way he's going to get his message out there is to get out front. Yes, he has Twitter, but people need to see the energy. They need to see him out front. They need to see him as the president. Liberals, the Democrats, they don't want that, because they know that Joe Biden can't do that. If Joe Biden were to try to have a rally, he would be all over the map talking about God knows what, because the man don't know where he is at any given point in time. I mean, so the president needs to be out there. I mean, I heard that the other day he went to criticize the president about having the rally in Oklahoma, and he was saying that he was having the rally in Texas. It's like, are you serious? I mean, so let Trump be Trump. Let him out there. Let him energize the base. Let him talk to the people. Of course, they're going to say, well, we got to have another shutdown. No more shutdowns, okay? What is, and what will be, will be. Go Donald Trump, vote red to save America.
Mm-hmm. Some of these polls that we see now, they just have Biden leading by astronomical numbers. I mean, I've seen 20 points he's up ahead, supposedly. They say that he's now leading in a lot of the battleground states. Do you think the liberal media is going to continue to push these polls just like they did in 2016, where it makes it look like that Trump's just getting dominated and he has no shot of winning it?
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing about the polls. There's a possibility that there are some truths with the polls, because it all depends on how the questions are presented to the individuals that they're asking. It also depends on who they're talking to. Now, some will say, well, Fox even did a polling, and their viewers are a majority of conservatives. Yes, but at the same time, you have liberals that are watching Fox because they're trying to get different personalities on Fox kicked off. So, of course, they will say, yeah, I'm a Trump supporter, but I'm going to vote for Joe Biden this time. Really? So those numbers, there's a possibility that those numbers are true. But when you really start looking at what these people are saying, sometimes people will lie because out of fear that if they say they support the president, there's a backlash. So I think that where we are here is where we were in 2016. With a lot of people that are being polled, they're saying, oh, no, I don't like him, we're going to vote for the other candidate. The other candidate who doesn't even know he's running, he's probably running against himself. That being said, a cautionary tale is we cannot rest on our laurels. We have got to get out there. We cannot allow the left to get us in these petty little fights on social issues, because we're not going to change their minds. And the only thing they want is to get us into a fight on social issues. And who will they take it to? They'll say the president. Oh, Mr. President, your viewer said this, or your supporter said this. Does that mean you feel the same way? So we've got to watch out for those little traps that they're trying to lay for us to fall in. If we can rise above that, stick with the issues, push the issues home. Don't try to convince a liberal because you won't succeed. Their minds are made up. They will always behave the way they behave. I think they will win this election, but it will be a tough election.
Yeah, I think Joe Biden is mentally ill. I think the man is suffering from dementia, severe dementia, or Alzheimer's. I mean, I lived with my grandmother for 4 years, and she had Alzheimer's dementia. And it is unbelievably similar, the way that they act, the way that they stutter, the way that he talks in circles and goes from just random stuff. The only thing that he has really the ability to talk about is stuff from the past, right? Things that are really entrenched in his mind, things that are being constantly gone back by the media, stuff he's done from way back. But he can't tell you what he did yesterday. So that's why you're seeing tweets from Joe Biden such as like, the vice president better be ready to be president day one. What the hell does that even mean? The vice president better be ready to be president day one? Because Joe Biden knows Joe Biden's not going to be president. He's going to get in, and they're going to do the 25th Amendment like they've been talking to Donald Trump about the whole time, because the dude's loopy. And then they're going to get Joe Biden out. They're going to either bring in Hillary Clinton along with Michael Obama, and then you're going to have this corrupt group of people running our country. Then you get the AOCs and the Rashid Tlaibs involved. That Sunrise organization is really something to worry about. They've got 19 of the 30 people that they ran into office last time. So we've really got to watch out for these little groups of people that are like lowlings in Congress and in the Senate. My real question is, we won Senate, but we lost the House. So I'm really concerned on with the Electoral College, how we're going to do. I know that the Republicans haven't done as good of a job with the gerrymandering. I know it's wrong, but taking control of the different voting maps. The Democrats have flooded red zones with all these voters, these illegals. And like you said, they're going to push for this vote from home ballot. So there's going to be, I think, a second COVID so that people can't go to a polling place. And then they're going to use some form of online voting to steal the election, forcing a civil war, right, which is what we all don't want. Yep. But I think that's the goal. It may not happen like that, but that is what I'm seeing from the left right now.
No, I agree with Jeff. Definitely, they are looking at taking back the Senate and keeping control of the House. I cannot say this enough, we cannot sit back and think that this is going to be an easy election, because the Democrats are going to pull everything they can to try, and they are the ones who will try and steal this election. Like you said, the mail-in voting. I mean, I live in New York, and I received all these emails saying, oh, you don't have to go into the polls to vote. You can now vote online. I'm like, really? So it's just like a plethora of emails telling me I can vote, mail-in voting and voting online. Only to get another email saying, your polling booth will be open on this date. You need to show up. I'm like, but what about me voting online? So I think that they will definitely try to confuse the masses with all of these emails and ways to vote, and it's not true. And it's by design. That we have got to make certain that we start looking at this early on. I mean, Joe Biden, his campaigns, they've actually came out and said that they're hiring lawyers right now to monitor the votes, to monitor the voting machines that George Soros owns. So again, we have got to. I mean, they're saying now that he's behind the polls and that Joe Biden is out front. They're going to do everything they can to win this election. They all know that Joe is a lunatic. They all know that he's sick. He's mentally ill. That is the reason why whomever he gets for the VP, that person, Stacey Abrams, wants that job so bad, because she sees herself as being the next president. She knows that, hey, if he picks me, and if he gets it, I will be the second black president. That would be a disaster. So I would say to all patriots, let's not even make it close. Let's make sure that he wins this and blows it out of the water. Get out there, get the vote out. Vote red down the ballot. Just vote red.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, you live in California. I mean, we read the results of the 2018 election. It's when they first really hammered in that mail-in voting. We've seen a lot of traditionally red districts turn blue. How rampant do you think it was in the 2018 midterm elections there in California, the voter fraud for mail-in voting?
I mean, it was so bad that it was like something that they don't even want to investigate. From what I'm seeing, Mark Muser, right? He was trying to run for Secretary of State out here, and his whole platform was voter confidence and the ability to have like a legit election and to clean up areas that have 140% registration. I mean, to think about an election where cities have 130, 140% voter turnout, that's not even feasibly possible. So the fact that they don't fix this 40%, 30%, over 100, they're stacking ballot boxes, but because we conservatives don't even have the ability to fight it because we've lost that, even the minority, because the majority of Democrats passed a new law to where they've got so much control now to where like you don't even need Republican representation. It's gotten so just Democratic controlled to where they're like in super control, to where every single thing that they put in can be passed in 24 hours. They passed a resolution to where they can get a bill through in one day. So, I mean, it's gotten so bad out in this state. Gavin Newsom, thank God, the Supreme Court Justice stepped in this week on Friday and told Gavin Newsom that he violated the Constitution and he can no longer write executive orders as long as for the rest of his tenure until next election. So the only good thing that happened is he got so overzealous with just stealing and just getting so fraudulent that finally a liberal judge was like, dude, you've got to like stop that. You've violated everything. We've got to stop. And I mean, yeah, so the voter registration is out of control. The laws are out of control. This state it's not even the same state that I grew up in the 80s and 90s, you know?